This is a special presentation from News Channel Nebraska. The NSAA Girls State Basketball Championships on News Channel Nebraska are presented by Currency, Allo, Liberty First Credit Union, Woodhouse Auto, and by Midwest Bank.
Semi-final Friday in the capital city. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to live coverage of the Class C1 NSAA state semifinals on News Channel Nebraska. Alongside Lou Siefker, I'm Eric McKay, live at Pinnacle Bank Arena as we get set for a Class C1 semifinal matchup between the top-seeded Lincoln Christian Crusaders and the fourth-seeded Bulldogs of Bridgeport. Lou, there's one thing we know for certain. For the first time in 5 years, there will be a new state champ in Class C1. And our first game today features two teams that believe they have what it takes to be that champ. This is a dynamite matchup to begin the day here on NCN.
It should be a fun one. You got the number one seed against the undefeated team. And this is a fun matchup because both teams will run up down the floor. They want to push tempo, use a high volume of shots coming in this one. I think for Bridgeport, it's important for them today to control the basketball. They had some turnover problems against Minden. Turn it over a lot against Lincoln Christian, allow them to get out and run. It'll be a problem. But this is going to be a fun one, a good close matchup.
A lot of really good players in this one. We'll introduce you to two of them next. You're watching the pregame show on News Channel Nebraska.
The pregame show is sponsored by Custom Sports. Look great for every game with custom team or business apparel from Custom Sports.
A new year, a fresh start, a resolution to grow more, gain more, give more. The process is the same: plant, grow, harvest. But the way you do it is always evolving. And so are we, Aurora Cooperative. Grow, gain, give. Aurora and you.
Welcome back to live coverage of the Class C1 state semifinals on News Channel Nebraska. Alongside Lou Siefker, I'm Eric McKay and Metallica, apparently, as we get set for a Class C1 semifinal between Lincoln Christian and Bridgeport. Lou, let's talk Lincoln Christian. They knocked off the fourth-time defending champs yesterday, showed incredible balance in doing so, but today, they might need an even bigger game out of their double-double machine, Kenna Ailes, if they're going to beat Bridgeport this morning.
Yeah, the offense really runs through Kenna Ailes. It's an inside-out sort of offense. They've got a lot of spot-up shooters. If Ailes is able to make hay in the middle and make some plays out in the middle of the paint, kick out to those shooters, it's going to be a long morning for Bridgeport.
Meanwhile, Bridgeport knocked off Minden in a wild game that saw 51 points scored in the fourth quarter alone. But before that fourth quarter, the player that got Bridgeport going, particularly in their offense, is the player who's gotten them going seemingly forever now. Olivia Loomis-Girdle, 22 points, 7 rebounds. She was everywhere for the Bulldogs yesterday.
Well, she had a chance today to have a really big game. We mentioned a lot of shots are going to go up today, and she's going to get a lot of those. Really has to be aggressive in this ball game and attack the center of that Lincoln Christian defense. If she's able to do that, put some points on the board, keep this game close, Bridgeport has a great chance to win this thing.
Well, if we've got a game featuring a Panhandle legend, the broadcast has got to feature a Panhandle legend, right? Let's go to the third member of our broadcast crew, Randy Brown, with more on the Bridgeport Bulldogs. Randy?
Thanks, Eric. Bridgeport coming in, the only undefeated team left in the state of Nebraska. It's going to be a great matchup today, the number 4 seed against the number 1 seed Lincoln Christian. Yesterday, Olivia Loomis-Girdle set the career scoring mark for Bridgeport. She had 22 points. She came into the tournament with 2,075 points, tied with her sister, 22 points. She's got 2,097 now on the season. She also set the season scoring mark for Bridgeport yesterday, as she now has 596 points on the season. She's going to be a big key for the Bulldogs today, and something that the Lincoln Christian is going to have to pay attention to. This ought to be a great matchup, ought to be an awful lot of fun. We'll have it for you coming up in a little bit right here on News Channel Nebraska.
So this yellow jacket, it basically symbolizes that it's showtime.
The Yellow Jackets are a throwback to Monday Night Football.
The 1970s, Keith Jackson, Howard Cosell.
That was the big broadcast in the country. Now we're the big broadcast in Nebraska.
When News Channel Nebraska is covering a game, we want you to know that we take it seriously. We want to dress sharp. We have pride in what we do.
And we're going to wear those yellow jackets to show people, you know, we're a little old school, but we're also the important broadcast of the night.
To sum up the past 20 years in one word, exceptional. It's one of our core values. But our people have been truly exceptional. Our customer support has been exceptional. In 20 years, where will Allo be? When we started, we were just a business fiber company. Then the demand came from residential. Now the products of both business and residential just continue to expand. We've got to start with customers' needs and always work backwards. The customers will tell us, and our teammates will take us there.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
Back at Pinnacle Bank Arena in Lincoln, Class C1 state semifinals. Lincoln Christian taking on Bridgeport. Let's take a look at our school spotlight brought to you by Currency. Does your business need financing for equipment, trucks, or trailers? All you need is Currency. Visit gocurrency.com. Lincoln Christian 23-2 on the year. This is their 25th trip to state all-time. That is tied with Lincoln Pius X for third most in state history. They've made 6 championship appearances. The last time, 2020, when they lost to North Bend Central. They've won 2 state championships, the most recent coming in 2017. As for Bridgeport, good morning to the folks out in Bridgeport, 7:53 Mountain Time. This is their 11th trip to state, 4th in a row. They're trying to make just their 2nd state championship appearance, their first coming 2 seasons ago. They have yet to win a state title. Now take a look at the Class C1 bracket. What a morning we have in store for you. Hey, Mountain Time Zone, rise up. How about the Panhandle bringing 2 teams to the semifinals? That Sidney Adams Central game was incredible yesterday. And meanwhile, Grand Island Central Catholic, very impressive in their victory over Broken Bow. Those are 2 really good semifinal matchups. We'll have both of them for you here this morning on News Channel Nebraska. We'll take a break. When we come back, starting lineups, all the action. You're watching the C1 semifinals on News Channel Nebraska.
This is Emily with Family Physical Therapy at our Fountain Point location. Family Physical Therapy offers physical, occupational, and speech therapy. Our therapists are highly trained and certified in a variety of techniques, offering individualized care designed specifically to meet your needs. Our patients are welcome to a friendly environment, and our therapists are driven by their patients succeeding and meeting their goals. Family Physical Therapy proudly serving various locations throughout central and northeast Nebraska. Our goal is to get you back to work, back to play, back to life.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Allo. High-key internet for a low-key price. Want to see what games we're covering? Follow on X at NCN Sports.
Public school teachers in Nebraska make a difference in our communities. I see it every day. Teachers connecting on a personal level with students and parents make our communities stronger. Our kids do better, community pride grows, and Nebraska thrives. Maybe that's why our public schools rank in the top 10 nationally year after year. Nebraska Public Schools. They are truly the heart of our communities.
A community is described as just a smattering of houses, everybody living together, but what makes it a community are the people that live in the house. Deschler is a community of about 750 people, and those individuals living in those houses have a common goal of improving their surroundings. That's where Midwest Bank comes in. We look out for each other. I wouldn't want to live anywhere else. My name is Julie, and I'm extremely proud to be part of the Deschler community.
Back to the Capital City Pinnacle Bank Arena as we get set for the start of the Class C1 semifinals between Lincoln Christian and Bridgeport. 23-2 against 26-0. Bridgeport, the 4 seed, despite their unbeaten record. But Lou, look, both teams have been here before. It's an interesting bracket in that we know we're going to have a new champion, but it's going to be someone who's got championship pedigree, or at least state tournament history pedigree. A lot of experience among the remaining 4 teams.
Yeah, I think, it's obviously a very good Final Four. It always is, but it's interesting in this game because you've got a team that is from the capital city against a team that has traveled the second farthest behind Scotts Bluff to get here. And you got a team in Bridgeport. You mentioned the 8 o'clock start time. I guess, it's a good thing they're not old like you and I. They get a chance to recover quickly. They're young people, but you've got to go back to your days of youth basketball when you had the first game of the tournament and you're playing at 8 o'clock in the morning. That you've got to get your body clock set and get going. We'll see if that affects Bridgeport at all.
Lincoln Christian, this is their second straight day playing the 9 a.m. game, so they're used to a little caffeinated basketball to start things off in the morning. Let's talk starting lineups. There you see the Bridgeport starters. We talked about Loomis Girdle. How about the game Ella Schlutterbush played yesterday? She also had 22 points, 11 in the fourth quarter, had a huge game. I think Bridgeport's going to need a big game, at least defensively, from Grace Dean. She'll be tasked with covering Kenna Ailes quite a bit. Had some foul trouble yesterday. That's not going to be helpful for Bridgeport today if she is on the bench. Bridgeport's head coach Dave Coolin, 5th year at the helm of this program, 121 wins to just 14 losses. Not a bad start to a run as a coach. As for Lincoln Christian, their starting 5 incredibly balanced. We talked about Kenna Ailes, but Macy Pittenger was actually their leading scorer. She had 16 points and a huge fourth quarter in the win against North Bend Central. But all 5 of the players you see there shoot at least 31% from 3 on mid to high volume. They can all hoist it. And Lou, you talked about it from the onset, that inside-out game that starts with Kenna Ailes. They use that to open up their offense even more. We saw it yesterday. They started going inside, then went inside out, started hitting outside shots. That opened up the dribble drive. It's kind of a 3-tiered offense that Coach Klein runs, and it is very tough to stop.
The thing about Ailes is not only can she score in the paint, but she can step out and make threes. I mean, it's just a diverse offense, but it starts with her, and it starts with her in the paint. If they can make hay and do things inside, that creates, as you just mentioned, all kinds of things for this offense and makes them very difficult to slow down.
Scott Klein, the head coach of Lincoln Christian, his second year as the head man, 45 wins to just 6 losses. Now, while Bridgeport has not won a state championship, their coach has. Dave Coolin coached boys basketball at Juanita Palisade for 21 years and won the Class C2 state title with him back in 2007. So he is someone who has taken teams from way out west and cut down the nets in Lincoln. Talking to some folks around the program, they think this is by far Bridgeport's best chance to do it. Here we go. Glad you could join us here on News Channel Nebraska. We are underway with Bridgeport controlling the basketball. This is Tacey Fromm. Grace Dean slips right side Olivia Brown. Brown had 8 points yesterday. And now Loomis Girdle picked up by Mattia Casabaum. Lincoln Christian switches. Schlutterbush, all 5-2 of her. Finds Loomis Girdle. Bulldogs staying patient early. Now Loomis Girdle takes to the rack, follows the shot, and fills it up. Bridgeport strikes first.
Well, that's what you want from Olivia Loomis Girdle in this game. Attack that defense and go get those rebounds. Missed the shot. That was a pretty good shot in the paint. You want her finding plays inside that paint today.
There's that inside-out game. Open three, right side, falls. That's Lincoln Christian basketball in a nutshell right there. Mattia Kazabaum hits the triple.
Absolutely. That's how they run their offense, and they do it perfectly on that possession.
High screen for Loomis Girdle. Nice entry pass to Dean. She kicks back out, though. Now the ball reversal from Brown. Good strong drive. Shot swatted, but before that a foul. And Tacey Fromm headed to the line.
Yeah, Fromm had a heck of a game yesterday, and that went over Minden, and that included, I believe it was 9 rebounds in that game. Really controlled the defensive glass early in that ball game.
It is Olivia Brown at the line, set up by Fromm. She misses the first free throw.
I think for Bridgeport offensively, you've seen what they need to do. Really attack off the dribble and go hard at that center of that defense. Draw some fouls.
Brown comes up empty from the land of the free. Lincoln Christian leads, and we've got a stoppage by our officiating crew.
They realized I forgot to get coffee on the way here.
Lou looks tired. Can we help him out? Bags under the eyes, getting big. Eric and Lou, get them a Red Bull or something? That's what they're saying over there.
I've kind of learned in my old age that it's really all about me.
All right, well, we have the issue sorted out. Lincoln Christian has the ball and the lead early going. Heiser. Thought three for a second. Bridgeport running that 1-3-1 zone. Drive and pull up. That one might have been partially blocked. Kazabaum misses. Now Loomis Girdle draws the help. Open three. Good closeout. And Els has her first rebound.
I think that's what you got to do, though. You see that with Bridgeport, too, to kick out to shooters off the dribble drive.
Ailes works to the rack, draws damage. And Kenna Ailes will head to the line. As you take a look at Coach Dave Coolin.
Yeah, Ailes is pretty adept at driving to the basket as well, despite being over 6 feet tall. Handles the basketball pretty well. Real talented basketball player.
That foul was called on Grace Dean, and she ended up with 4 fouls yesterday in the win over Minden. She's drawn a tough assignment here this morning. Shooters roll on the second. Lincoln Christian's lead swells to 3. Crusaders switch. Loomis Girdle. Ailes the rebound. Heiser finds Pittenger. Pittenger hit so many big shots in that fourth quarter yesterday. The victory over North Bend Central. Beat the Tigers by 12. Good strong drive in on 2 defenders, but Loomis Girdle clears it. Now Schlutterbush sets up Dean for Brown. Tried the entry pass off Dean's shin.
Yeah. Tough pass to handle there off the lower leg.
Beautiful outlet up ahead. Shot missed, though. Nice contest by Fromm getting back. Can Bridgeport take advantage? Little screen and roll, and Grace Dean gets on the board. 1-point game.
I think Dean could really be a factor in this game for Bridgeport. Roll that off that pick and roll into the lane. You'd like to see her be aggressive
at looking for her shot in this one.
5-4 in our first quarter, brought to you by John Henry's. Their family serving yours. Casabon, or rather Pittenger. Heiser. Poked out. Lincoln Christian will try it again. Both teams feel like they're kind of in the feeling out process right now. They can both open it up.
I kind of like the early rounds in a boxing match. You're just seeing what works.
Inside out and back in. Now Ailes turns, fires, and fills it up. That's a tough matchup. Kenna Ailes now with 4. And a timeout called by Bridgeport. We'll take one as well. 3:55 to go first quarter. 7-4. Lincoln Christian getting it done inside. Kenna Ailes says, guard me one-on-one. Good luck with that. Back after this on NCM.
Hey there, sports fans. Looking for a winning play to make your game day complete? Look no further than Speedy Mart, your family-owned neighborhood convenience store. Score big with the wide range of snacks, drinks, and fuel for the road that will keep the whole crew cheering. And here's the kicker. Our friendly atmosphere and convenient location make every visit a slam dunk. So rally the family and head to Speedy Mart for the ultimate game day experience.
(7-4) Lincoln Christian, the top seed, with the lead over Bridgeport. Class C1 semifinal winner gets either Sydney or Grand Island Central Catholic tomorrow. Alongside Lou Sievker, Randy Brown on the sideline. I'm Eric McKay. Dean surveying. Finds Fromm. Foul called away from the ball on the floor. It's going to be on Lincoln Christian. Jesse Heiser called for the hold. Schlitterbush. High screen. Loomis Girdle picked up by Annie Heiser defensively. Heaves a college range triple and misses everything. That's a 9 in the morning 3.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mishandled at the other end. Bridgeport off and running. Ailes gets back. Schlitterbush didn't want any part of that. Works into a tie-up. Possession arrow gives it back to Lincoln Christian. You know, one thing about two teams that can get up and down the floor, they're used to doing that in practice. That means defensively, they get back pretty well.
Yeah, both teams well versed in this style of basketball. I think Bridgeport got to continue to attack. The Lincoln Christian defense can't get passive and can't just settle for long three-pointers. You got to attack the interior of that D.
Ailes drew 3, and they get 3 out of it. Off the outlet pass to Casabon, she has 6.
Christian started heating up from three-point land. It could be a tough morning for Bridgeport. You got to double down in the post, and then you got to chase shooters out on the wing. It makes it a really difficult assignment defensively.
Brown down low. Boy, Lincoln Christian had it diagnosed, and they'll get the ball back. And another timeout called by the Bulldogs. We'll take one as well. 2:27 to go in the quarter. Lincoln Christian starting to feel it from deep. They're up 6. This is NCM.
Life is a wild ride. It's important to have a trusted partner along the way. Liberty First Credit Union exists to provide its members with affordable financial services. Whether it is a large purchase, a new car or home remodel, overcoming obstacles, or chasing your dreams. Financing life is what we do best. Give us a call or visit libertyfirstcu.com.
At Zollner Ford, come and see our great selection of new Ford vehicles. Whether you're looking to buy new or you need a car serviced, it's our pleasure to assist you. Our online website makes shopping even easier. Browse our massive inventory of vehicles or schedule your next maintenance appointment. We even offer drop-off and pickup services. Stop by today or visit us online at zollnerofbeatrice.com.
First of 6 games on News Channel Nebraska today. Lincoln Christian, the 6-point lead alongside Lou Siefker. I'm Eric McKay. Oh, backdoor cut. What a feed. Macy Pittenger's first bucket.
And she was so good in that game yesterday. Really a difference maker and a factor in that win over North Bend Central.
Schleuderbusch looking for somewhere to go. Bridgeport trying to screen themselves some openings. Drawing the switch. Dean, nice move down low. Grace Dean with 4.
Like the assertive move there by Dean. No hesitation. Got one-on-one in the block and took it strong to the basket.
Ailes the other way, taking on 2 defenders, losing that battle. Now Loomis Girdle off the screen rejection. The open 3, no. Rebound tracked down by Ailes.
To win the game, those are the shots that got to fall. Got to help out on Loomis Girdle. That leaves that corner 3 open off that dribble drive. You got to be able to make those shots to stay with Christian.
Heiser to inbound. Up top, Pittenger pestered by Schleuderbusch. Able to escape. Ailes. They'll swing it back down low for an immediate triple team. And a reach-in called on Bridgeport.
Not as good of a pass. You'd like that pass up higher for Ailes. Don't allow the tie-up situation, and she's a good passer out of the post when those double and triple teams come.
Lost the inbounder. She was open, couldn't hit. That's Heiser's first shot attempt of the game. Loomis Girdle, the pirouette, and will head to the line.
Not a lot of players that can do this and do it smoothly, draw a contact. That it's going to be on Ailes. It should be on Ailes.
Yep. And Loomis Girdle makes the free throw. That replay, by the way, brought to you by 5 Points Bank, Nebraska's better bank. Grace Dean having a seat for Bridgeport. Megan Klein checking into the game.
They could try to cover Olivia Loomis Girdle too many times. You get PTSD. You just have nightmares about that spin move.
She's got 4 of Bridgeport's 8. Lincoln Christian still holding the lead. And a foul. I mean, poor Schleuderbusch is giving up almost a whole foot on Kenna Ailes. So, yeah, she's probably going to foul.
He's got to foul those kneecaps.
Heiser to trigger. Maddie Kazabaum can't turn the corner. Now Heiser, boy, Schleuderbusch so intense defensively. Lincoln Christian struggling to find an entry. There's Ailes. Oh, she got a step. Snuck behind the defense. Brilliant move away from the ball. Ailes has 6.
Yeah, good move to get in position. And that was an excellent pass from beyond the three-point line.
Loomis Girdle tries that spin again and draws the foul again. That foul called on Annie Heiser, her first.
Olivia putting Christian in the spin cycle here in the first quarter.
Drills the front end. Loomis Girdle perfect from the free throw line so far, 78% on the season.
We talked about her jump shot yesterday. Look at the form in the free throw, that left-handed release, the flick of the wrist, nothing but net. She is a picture-perfect basketball player.
Ray Allen would be jealous of that form.
Yeah.
3 seconds for Lincoln Christian. Right side triple partially blocked. And that'll end the first quarter. And it's been good so far. The top seed on top after 14-10. Back after this, you're watching News Channel Nebraska.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
One quarter in the books. Good start for both teams, really. 14-10, Lincoln Christian with the lead. Alongside Lou Siefker, I'm Eric McKay. Lou, I think both teams have some things to feel good about after 8 minutes.
Yeah, both not a lot of turnovers in that first quarter, which is big. I think especially for Bridgeport, who had quite a few yesterday, only 2. I think Christian only 1. And I think you running your offense. Both teams here kind of doing what they want to do offensively.
Both teams have played smart so far. From Dean, the offensive rebound. Putback's not there. Jessa Heiser clears it.
Good offensive board there by Dean. You just got to finish the play.
Maddie Kazabaum. Boy, Bridgeport pesky defensively. There's Schlutterbush. 2 back for Lincoln Christian. The pull-up missed everything. Great effort by Fromm, but it's taken by Lincoln Christian. Corner touch. Working it back up top. Lincoln Christian right now, Lou, looks like they're trying to find something in the offense that isn't a touch to Ailes right away. Maybe trying to diversify the offense a little bit. They draw the foul on Schlutterbush. That's her second.
And Bridgeport coming deep in that zone, really pressuring the basketball well beyond the three-point line.
Lincoln Christian, they'll call a timeout. We'll take one as well. 4-point lead for the Crusaders. This is NCN.
Champions are crowned each year in Lincoln. All of us at Visit Lincoln welcome the athletes, families, and fans from across Nebraska to our community. When the final whistle blows and the game ends, make sure to discover how Lincoln can make your stay even more memorable. Stop by the Visitor Center at 7th and P in the Haymarket or visit us on the web at lincoln.org. Visit Lincoln is a proud supporter of high school athletics.
Lincoln Christian uses their first timeout to set something up offensively. Alongside Lou Siefker, Randy Brown on the sideline. I'm Eric McKay. They put Ailes up top. And on the wing, that opens things up for Macy Pittenger.
Well, she's got a good shot. She has been on a roll here in the first 5.5 quarters or so in this tournament.
Pittenger with 5, lead back up to 7. Loomis Girdle answers from deep. Nothing but the bottom for the 5'11 senior.
You wonder why she's going to play college basketball. She can do it all. Really good off the dribble drive and has excellent range.
Cut off baseline, back up top. Heiser resets. Ailes draws the quick double. Heiser wants 3. Can't get it. Offensive rebound. Doesn't go. And Bridgeport able to clear it. Loose ball, that'll be a foul on Ailes. That's her second.
Both teams have missed some opportunities here. That shot just rolled off the rim. And a few possessions ago, Bridgeport missed an opportunity in transition. I think both teams want to be good in the transition area. When you have opportunities to push the basketball and score in transition, you want to do so at a high level.
Here's Dean. Tough pass. Loomis Girdle finds it. Left side. And Loomis Girdle heading to the line. Lincoln Christian fans wanted the charge, but it's Matty Kazabon called for the foul.
Yeah, Kazabon had pretty good position, and Loomis Girdle put that shoulder down. Fortunate that she did not get called for that offensive foul.
Loomis Girdle already in double figures. Second one falls as well. Correction, that foul called on Annie Heiser. That's her second. Triple team came. Lincoln Christian in trouble, turning it over. Loomis Girdle can't keep it in bounds, though. It'll stay with Lincoln Christian. But boy, they are swarming as soon as Lincoln Christian crosses the three-point line.
Yeah, Bridgeport is really extending that zone, and you got Schlitterbusch that's guarding well beyond the three-point line, and it's slowing Lincoln Christian's offense down, forcing them to begin that half-court set about 30 feet from the basket.
Kazabon can't get past the double. Fromm takes it away. Reverses, transition, lay-in not there.
I think you credit Lincoln Christian for being able to get back on defense there and prevent. That's twice that Bridgeport's had transition opportunities and have not been able to score.
Bridgeport tries to close the door on the backdoor cut. Instead, Kazabon will head to the line. That foul on Loomis Girdle. That is her first.
Kazabon did a good job just to catch that. That was thrown into double coverage, and somehow Kazabon comes up with it and makes the first free throw here.
Lincoln Christian, perfect, 4 for 4 from the land of the free. And their lead back up to 4. Brown off the angle screen, now works it up top. Schlitterbusch surveying. Leaves it for the roller, long 2. Ailes the long rebound. Ailes cut off by Schlitterbusch on the dribble drive. Now right side from the wing. Too strong. Offensive rebound. Back up with it, no. Cleared by Fromm. Now a foul called on Lincoln Christian.
That's a shot that Lincoln Christian wanted with Pittenger, and she makes a lot of those. She thought that one was going in. It looked good out of her hand. They started to go back on defense. You know, when it feels good when you just start going back on defense, but that one just a little bit off.
Schlitterbusch. Loomis Girdle drawing some attention and travels.
That time it was good help defense by Pittenger that came over there anticipating that spin move. She's helping out with Heiser over there about the free throw line, anticipating that spin move and drew the travel.
Kazabon, Heiser wants 3, gets 3! Annie Heiser's first bucket of the contest.
Boy, this team can shoot the basketball. Bridgeport's got to be real cognizant of their shooters. That's why they've kind of extended that zone. Christian's still able to get an open look from three-point land.
Baseline drive, swatted away, cleaned up by Dean.
Good job by Dean trailing the play, get that rebound and the putback.
Dean with 6. Kazabon, Heiser, heaves it. Loomis Girdle the board.
Nearly a turnover there.
Nice job by Schlutterbush just to keep this one alive. Turns the corner. Loomis Girdle in traffic. Olivia Loomis Girdle. 7 this quarter, 13 for the contest already.
When she catches the ball on the block there, it's lights out.
Nice entry pass, extra feed, open three, no. Schlutterbush off and running off the rebound. Schlutterbush wants three. That one blocked by Heiser. She had a few of those yesterday. Now this is Lincoln Christian off and running. Tough shot in traffic, no call. Brown the rebound. Brown backing in, fading away. Can't fill it up. Battle for the rebound, still loose. Lincoln Christian's got it, now tied up. Alternating possession will keep it with the Crusaders. Scrappy game so far.
Yep, both teams going to the floor there. 1:28 to go. Christian up by 3. This could be kind of a pivotal moment here, how this half ends. Who's going to have momentum going into the locker room?
Jessa Heiser going to their bread and butter. Inside, out. Fouled on the 3. And Kazabaum will shoot from the free throw line.
Yeah, Brown came out to contest that shot a little bit too aggressively. Well, I guess it wasn't too aggressively, just did not properly space herself and ran into the shooter.
So Kazabaum, all her points in the first quarter were threes. All her points in the second quarter have been freebies. She's in double figures.
Wearing 2 different colored shoes there. I've done that just because my eyesight's bad, not because...
Generally, when I do that, it doesn't match the outfit the way hers does.
That does look good with the red, white, and blue.
Back up to a 6-point lead. Loomis Girdle wants 3. Too strong. Kazabaum the rebound. Loomis Girdle's first miss of the quarter. Tough pass up ahead. Ailes hits the deck, wanted the foul. Hey, folks, stick around for halftime. We'll show you the halftime highlights. Presented by Sartor Heyman Jewelers. Sartor Heyman will help make your jewelry dreams come true.
That last shot by Loomis Girdle. I think if you're Christian, you're going to allow those shots. It's a quick, contested three-point shot. Now, Loomis Girdle can make those shots, but you're going to live with those when she does. If you can contest it, it's when she's, in the flow of the offense, it gets going off that dribble is when she's a real problem.
Olivia Brown has just been called for her 3rd foul. Now, one thing about both of these teams is Ailes misses the first free throw. In terms of offensive production, neither team is particularly deep, so foul trouble could be big trouble here today.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. One of these teams might need a bench player that hasn't played a lot of basketball to come in and play some big minutes if fouls become a problem.
Elizabeth Velasquez has checked in. She saw a little bit of time in the fourth quarter yesterday. From. Staying patient. Now kicking to Velasquez. Off the ball reversal. Loomis Girdle calling for it. Break for Bridgeport. They'll get that back. That was a high degree of difficulty.
Yeah, that's a tough pass from up the top of the key into double coverage. I think Christian does a good job there. Pittenger coming on the backside for help defense.
Off the inbound. Corner 3 finds the bottom for Tacey Fromm.
It's a big make by Fromm. Again, those are the shots of Bridgeport. If they're going to win this game, you've got to be able to make those perimeter jumpers.
Lincoln Christian wasting no time the other way. Bridgeport keeping it in front of them. Off the window, in and out, bad bounce. Battle for the rebound, out of bounds. It'll be Bridgeport with 5.4.
Shot by Kassabaum. Did everything but go through the net. Just one of those tough bounces that bounced out. Now Bridgeport has a chance here with 5.4. You could get the ball up the floor and get a reasonable shot.
Kassabaum 5 for 5 at the free throw line, 0 for 4 from the field this quarter.
Got to have something here. You got to go toward the basket quickly.
Schlutterbush. Dean from long range. Oh, off the front iron. And as we head to the break, this has been fun. Lincoln Christian with the lead, 26-22. Halftime show coming up. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Zollner Ford and Lincoln. Meeting your sales, service, and parts needs. 5 Points Bank. Trust the better bank for your financial needs. And by Family Physical Therapy, getting you back in the game.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman. I love it. Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
We're definitely coming back in the future.
We have a wedding band to buy. So.
We do, yes. We have wedding bands. We'll be back for that.
Starter Heyman Jewelers, downtown 12th and O, South Point Pavilions, and Grand Island.
I've had the opportunity to work with so many outstanding students and parents in my 37 years as a public school teacher. The two things I've noticed they all have in common: a love for their community and a pride in their school. I've seen that pride in my science students who become scientists, in parents who show up for every game and every parent-teacher conference, in former students who become community leaders. Nebraska public schools are indeed the heart of our communities.
John Henry's is now offering electrical service. Our service professionals have been helping with plumbing, heating, and cooling in Lincoln and the surrounding areas for more than 25 years. Now, we're proud to offer the same level of professionalism in our new electrical service. From a whole home rewire to adding new outlets or electric car chargers, John Henry's can be your one-stop shop for all your home's needs. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electrical. Our family serving yours since 1996.
The way we use electricity has changed a lot over the years. What hasn't changed is our commitment to make sure it's there the moment you need it. Nebraska Public Power District, always there when you need us.
One of my passions is always to help entrepreneurs, whether they're starting off right away or they've been in business for a long time. And for me, I believe that our community is the strongest when everyone chips in with their own expertise and passion, that's going to lift the tide and raise all boats. That's intentional. Intentional culture means a lot. I have the personal satisfaction of being there along the way.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
Halftime at Pinnacle Bank Arena, 26-22. Lincoln Christian with the lead over Bridgeport. Let's take a look at our halftime highlights. Brought to you by Sartor Heyman Jewelers. Stunning engagement collections. Exceptional diamonds and dazzling gemstones can be found at their Lincoln and Grand Island locations. Both of these teams, Lou, shooting 7 for 21 from the field. The difference, Lincoln Christian has been hitting those. The outside shot has been falling, 4 for 10 from deep. Bridgeport, they found a little bit of work inside, but for Lincoln Christian, the outside shot's falling, maybe need something inside to go, and maybe a little bit of the opposite for Bridgeport.
Yeah, both of these offenses are fairly multi-dimensional. But you make these three-pointers, that's what Lincoln Christian does, and when they're hitting threes, they're very dangerous. But I think you're right, you have to get something in the paint to really open it up, and with Bridgeport, we talked about that before, their dribble drive, I think Christian did a good job. Olivia Loomis-Girdle had a nice first half with 13 points, but they did a better job in the second quarter kind of shutting down those driving lanes and forcing that ball outside, and that's where Bridgeport needs to be able to make some threes. That's a
Lou, you look great.
Yeah,
that's that's a Lou Siefker, ladies and gentlemen.
Got my hair done.
Yeah, it's nice. I like the bow.
Yeah,
you look good, Lou. You sound good. Everything's good. 13 and 6 for Olivia Loomis-Girdle, 11 points, 4 rebounds for Maddie Casabon. To lead the way for Lincoln Christian, Kenna Ailes, 7 points and 5 rebounds. I think that's someone, Lou, the Crusaders, she's been a distributor. I think they're going to want her to be more assertive offensively in the second half.
Yeah, she's a player that can put the ball on the floor and attack the basket. You run that offense through her, but she's got to score some points as well. I mean, really, for them to take control of this second half, I think she's got to be not only the distributor, not only finding those three-point shooters, but be able to attack the basket, which certainly allows those shooters some more open looks. And Bridgeport's doing a pretty good job of shutting her down. They've been doing a lot of double and triple teams when that ball comes anywhere near the post.
26-22, Lincoln Christian with the lead. Second half coming up. It's the Class C1 state semifinals. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
Champions are crowned each year in Lincoln. All of us at Visit Lincoln welcome the athletes, families, and fans from across Nebraska to our community. When the final whistle blows and the game ends, make sure to discover how Lincoln can make your stay even more memorable. Stop by the Visitor Center at 7th and P in the Haymarket or visit us on the web at lincoln.org. Visit Lincoln is a proud supporter of high school athletics.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Zollner Ford and Lincoln. Meeting your sales, service, and parts needs. 5 Points Bank. Trust the better bank for your financial needs. And by Family Physical Therapy, getting you back in the game.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring.
My experience at Sartor Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Sartor Heyman. I love it.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Sartor Heyman.
We're definitely coming back in the future.
We have a wedding band to buy. So.
We do, yes. The wedding bands. We'll be back for that.
Sartor Heyman Jewelers, downtown 12th and O, South Point Pavilions, and Grand Island.
I've had the opportunity to work with so many outstanding students and parents in my 37 years as a public school teacher. The two things I've noticed they all have in common: a love for their community and a pride in their school. I've seen that pride in my science students who become scientists, in parents who show up for every game and every parent-teacher conference, in former students who become community leaders. Nebraska public schools are indeed the heart of our communities.
Back at Pinnacle Bank Arena, getting set for the start of the second half. It's Bridgeport trailing Lincoln Christian 26-22. Well, they've had a day to get themselves acclimated to the central time zone, but Bridgeport traveled a long ways to get here. And of the teams who are still alive in the state tournament, they're the team that's traveled the farthest as we take a look at the Class C1 map of Nebraska. There you go, Bridgeport. That's a long ways to go. 364 miles, Lincoln Christian. I wonder if they got a do you get a hotel when the state tournament is in your town, or you just go home You know, we've known teams that have driven out of town back home and slept at home at night, then drove back to Lincoln every day. It's just sort of a whatever your comfort level is, I suppose. But
there's something to be said about sleeping in your own bed, but you also like to have that team unity where they're together. Kind of depends on what you want, I guess, if you're, a local team.
26-22. Lincoln Christian with the lead. It'll be Bridgeport starting with the ball in the second half.
Eric, this feels a little bit like a chess match. We talked about, what do you need to do and what do you need to try to slow down. I think it's just going to come down very simply to which team imposes their will on the other. Who, do what you do and do it better than the other team does what they do well.
Bridgeport with the ball. Randy Brown had a chance to talk to both coaches. Randy, what'd you find out?
Randy Brown here on the sidelines had a chance to talk to Lincoln Christian. They were pretty happy with the way they moved the basketball in the first half, but he thought they dribbled a little too much and got a little stagnant from time to time. As far as Bridgeport, they thought they made some defensive errors, and it cost them some points. They're going to try and correct that here in the second half.
Thank you, Randy. It's such a chess match once you get to the semifinals, right? You're just fine-tuning stuff. You don't want to redefine who you are.
If you try to do it now, that's when you lose ball games. You got here doing what you do well. Now you just got to do it better than the other team.
Entry pass, Ailes finds it, kicks back out, mishandled. That was an open three. Back into Ailes. Works in on Dean. Great post defense. And a foul on Ailes on the rebound. That's her third.
Yeah, that's a big play in this game. Great job by Dean, holding her position. You see that straight up and down. You don't bring your hands down, commit to foul, force her to shoot over the top of you, and live with the results. And those were good results because she stopped Ailes, got the rebound, and then picked up the foul.
Now Dean trying to go to work offensively, lost her footing. A little slow to get up. Looks like she's okay. She fell hard.
Yeah, a lot of tough young ladies today. We'll talk about Sydney a little bit later. Saw a couple of their girls take some major spills and still stay in the ball game.
That game was physical.
Yeah.
Ailes out of the high post for an open triple. In and out, rebound to Brown. That's Kazabaum's first miss from deep. Loomis Girdle, the reversal. My goodness, that's impossible to defend.
Yeah, you got to, if you see her come with the basketball, you've got to get in front of her and not allow that deep penetration. Once she's down that low in the paint, she's going to score.
Good ball movement here. Fantastic flare pass to the wing. Jessa Heiser has her first points.
A three-point shooting acumen for Lincoln Christian on full display there.
5 of 12 from deep this morning. There's that spin move, too strong on the shot. Ailes snipes the rebound. Pittenger. Kazabaum. Ailes out of the double. All 5 have touched it in about 10 seconds. Now the reset, Ailes. Up top, Heiser. She got a step. Got to the rack. Shot blocked by Loomis Girdle. It'll be Lincoln Christian basketball.
Like the patient offense there, and then the driving lane shows up. And Heiser takes it. But good patient possession there. Work the basketball around that zone and find the open shot.
Ailes muscles in. Now has to muscle out.
I know Christian likes to push tempo, but you got to be good in the half court. And with a 5-point lead, you do what I just said. You work the basketball, find whether it's an open three-pointer or a driving lane. With Bridgeport extending that zone, those driving lanes should come open.
Christian trying to work the wings now. Now it's Ailes. Off the sidestep, what a move into the paint. That's the third part of it. You start closing out on those threes, and Kasabom can drive.
Yeah, those threes have forced that zone to extend. And Kasabom does a nice job slicing through, finding the driving lane all the way to the bucket.
The 5'8 junior with 13. Velasquez. Loomis Girdle works into a double, fouled. That foul called on Macy Pittenger.
Pittenger tried to tie her up there and ended up committing the foul.
Velasquez. Straightaway triple try, short-armed. Now here comes Lincoln Christian again. Kasabom. Wide open on the wing. Rebound to Fromm. You feel like maybe Bridgeport's gambling a little bit on those wing threes? They're really selling out to try to prevent the inside shot. Oh. Good shot there. Ailes can't corral it. It'll stay with Bridgeport.
Well, I think with Lincoln Christian, you kind of pick your poison. Yeah. I mean, you got to try to shut something down and hope whatever you've allowed to have some access, it doesn't kill you.
Grace Dean stepped on the sideline, so Lincoln Christian ball. It's been not a lot of turnovers in this game. It's been pretty clean.
Well, that was only Bridgeport's 6th, Lincoln Christian with only 3. Good teams take care of the basketball, especially games like this.
Too strong on the 3, Loomis Girdle the rebound. Oh, mishandled it. Heiser. Now Lincoln Christian's off and running. 2-on-1, the step through, no shot, they say, on the floor.
And Fromm, that's a good job by Fromm to get back and prevent this basket. Made a play on the ball, commits the foul, and then helps the officials out by saying, she's saying on the floor, on the floor.
Very helpful. Timeout called, we'll take one as well. Lincoln Christian up 7. This is News Channel Nebraska.
John Henry's is now offering electrical service. Our service professionals have been helping with plumbing, heating, and cooling in Lincoln and the surrounding areas for more than 25 years. Now, we're proud to offer the same level of professionalism in our new electrical service. From a whole home rewire to adding new outlets or electric car chargers, John Henry's can be your one-stop shop for all your home's needs. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electrical. Our family serving yours since 1996.
Yeah, one thing that's been lost, I think, in this, Lincoln Christian up 7, 3:40 to go third quarter. Ella Schlutterbush has not scored for Bridgeport yet.
Yeah.
She had 22 in their quarterfinal win over Minden.
Been very quiet. You'd like to have her the rest of this ball game make an impact like she did against Minden.
Had a huge fourth quarter. Nice defense on the baseline pass, and oh boy, is that Kenna Ailes? It is. That's her 4th.
Wow. And that's a couple of fouls where Ailes would certainly like to have that back. She tried to dump that off the high post to Pittenger and the Dean with a great play there. We've seen a couple of those now where Dean has made a play, and that's Ailes ends up committing a bit of a frustration foul.
Sarah Von Ostrand checks in. Let's see how long they keep Ailes on the sideline with 4. Fromm up top. Now Loomis Girdle. From mid-range, left it short. Rebound to Kasabom. And a foul called trying to stop the basketball. Stopped everything.
Yeah. That was like a collision on the freeway there. And you don't want to run into Olivia Loomis Girdle too many times. She's a pretty solid athlete. It appears that Kasabom is okay, but
Lincoln Christian up ahead. Baseline cut off, back out come the Crusaders. Casaubon, floater, and one! Maddie Casaubon playing big in the semis.
Yeah, she is playing a great basketball game. There's another dribble drive into contact. Make that shot a chance for an and one. You're wondering how Christian would perform now with your centerpiece, Ailes, sitting down with 4 fouls. Casaubon showed you that this is not this is a team that can play different ways, even without your tall center out there kind of directing traffic.
Casaubon's missed just the second from the free throw line for Lincoln Christian this morning. Lead back up to 7. Schlutterbush, Loomis Girdle. Grace Dean from the free throw line, pulls up, got a step. Well, she's played well today. Grace Dean with 8.
Yeah, she's played very well on both ends of the floor.
Casaubon wasting no time into the front court. 17 for Maddie Casaubon, and Lincoln Christian calls timeout. We'll take one as well. 9-point lead for the Crusaders. This is NCN.
The way we use electricity has changed a lot over the years. What hasn't changed is our commitment to make sure it's there the moment you need it. Nebraska Public Power District, always there when you need us.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. Visit gocurrency.com for details. By Central Nebraska Orthopedics, dedicated to the motion of life. And by Region 4 Behavioral Health, quality mental health and substance abuse services.
This is when Lincoln Christian is at their best. That's off a made basket. Lincoln Christian beats Bridgeport down the floor, and Casaubon gets the bucket in transition. That's off a made basket. They push the basketball, get it out, and run with it. Lincoln Christian is very good at that. Bridgeport's got to be cognizant and get back on defense. Down 9 now. It's kind of a important time. Bridgeport's got to make a run.
Loomis Girdle up top. Screen and roll, nice catch by Loomis Girdle. In traffic, iron unkind, and a foul on the rebound.
Yeah, Loomis Girdle missed that shot. I don't know how that didn't go in. She's going to make 99.9% of those shots from that low block. Missed that one. And there is a frustration rebound, or a foul off the rebound there by Loomis Girdle.
That's her 3rd foul. Drive and kick. Open baseline. Beautiful feed. Sarah Van Ostrand stepping up in the absence of Kenna Ailes.
Yeah, it's a nice job. Just roll the basket off the screen. Van Ostrand in the middle of the paint, catches it and scores.
Bridgeport has to back out, trying to run horns.
Yeah, Bridgeport's just got to settle down and run their offense.
Fromm takes it to the hoop. Another missed lay-in.
That was a really good look. Just didn't fall.
Casaubon takes it. Lincoln Christian starting to play their speed. She'll head to the line.
Yeah, this is kind of, I'm always one to use boxing analogies, but you get an opponent hurt, you go after them. And right now, Bridgeport's hurting a little bit, and Lincoln Christian's on the attack.
Perhaps sensing that, Bridgeport calls timeout. We'll take one as well. 11-point lead for the Crusaders. It's the state semifinals on NCN.
Atlas Fiber Internet has definitely increased the productivity of our office. It's one of those things with internet and being a marketing company, we have to have it on and running all the time. And it's always up. We don't run into lags, we don't run into latency issues. It doesn't vary throughout the day, it doesn't vary on weekends or busy time periods. We have local service here. We need to go talk to somebody. They're just a quarter of a mile away for us to be able to chat with somebody. And that is a huge peace of mind for me as a business owner. So I would not hesitate at all to recommend Allo to anybody.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Allo. High-key internet for a low-key price. Want to see what games we're covering? Follow on X at NCN Sports.
Good crowd on hand for the first of 6 games here at Pinnacle Bank Arena. In the first of 6 games here on News Channel, Nebraska, Lincoln Christian starting to pull away. Largest lead, it's 11. It could be more if Kazabom can hit free throws.
Boy, has she been big time in this game or what?
How about extending this lead with Kenna Ailes on the bench with 4 fouls? Kazabom with 7 this quarter, 18 for the game.
It felt like when Ailes went to the bench, it really opened things up for Bridgeport, and it's been quite the opposite. Now, Bridgeport has missed some shots, some very makeable shots, but Lincoln Christian has gone on the run.
Loomis Girdle surveying. Right side, Olivia Brown. Back to Loomis Girdle, picked up by Annie Heiser. Off the slip, Loomis Girdle rises, fires, can't fill it up. Van Ostrand the board. Well, Van Ostrand's gotten some good minutes in.
Yeah.
For Kenna Ailes.
You love that off the bench. Van Ostrand has picked up where Ailes left off and has played big-time basketball.
You know, they like to go double big sometimes with her and Ailes. They don't have that option right now. Lincoln Christian staying patient.
They play for one, it appears.
Heiser, Kazabom, the hot hand, forcing the issue. Loomis Girdle the board. Up ahead, they won't get the shot off. It was there. But after 3, Lincoln Christian extends their lead. It's 39-26. Fourth quarter next. This is News Channel Nebraska.
Salas weaving in, weaving out, and skying.
Hey, sports fans, looking for a convenient pit stop before or after the game? Look no further than Good To Go convenience stores. We're here to keep you going. Fuel up your tank with a refreshing drink and grab one more snack for the road. Good To Go, your winning play for game day.
And hey, I can dunk it too.
Good To Go convenience stores. Fuel up for the game locations in Lincoln, York, Geneva, Bruning, and Hebron.
That is literally the funniest thing ever.
And then I said,
it wasn't. But this guy could use a win. Even if it's not as big of a win as I get with free Kasasa Cash checking. Kasasa Cash pays me a really high rate and refunds ATM withdrawal fees nationwide. So I feel like a queen. Has a mega bank ever made you feel that way? Or is it more like this guy? Take back banking with Kasasa Cash.
Get Kasasa checking at Liberty First Credit Union.
Crunch time with a trip to the state championship on the line. 8 minutes of regulation basketball here at Pinnacle Bank Arena. 39-26. Lincoln Christian outscored Bridgeport 13-4 in that third quarter.
And much of that with Kenna Ailes on the bench.
That's Lou Siefker. I'm Eric McKay. Randy Brown manning the sidelines. Slutterbush, still no points for her. Van Ostrand the rebound. They have missed her offensive production. Jessa Heiser. Van Ostrand kicks out. Kazabom back to Van Ostrand. Too strong on the shot. Follows it up. Kazabom back in. Draws damage. And the foul. Maddie Kazabom taking over.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, let's go back to the missed shot. Now we're going to see Kazabom drawing contact against Loomis Girdle.
That's her fourth.
Yeah, that's a big foul, and gets that one to go. Chance for a three-point play, really extending the lead. But Van Ostrand missed the shot, but got the offensive rebound to keep it alive. Even after missing a shot, still makes a big play for Lincoln Christian.
Maddie Kazabom with 22. Velasquez, much needed answer, not there. Van Ostrand able to clear it. Up ahead, Lincoln Christian taken away by Bridgeport across the lane. Scrambled back by the Crusaders, who settle in. Van Ostrand. Kazabaum. Well, she's feeling it. Van Ostrand again. Wide open second chance. Missed everything. Rebound to Fromm. Schlutterbush evades the closeout.
Well, I think you've seen what this Lincoln Christian team, though, is made of. You've got different players stepping up on two different games here at the state tournament.
Foul on the floor as the entry pass went into Loomis Girdle. Loomis Girdle, by the way, wearing number 30. She's normally number 0. We were told that her number 0 road jersey has vanished. She lost it playing against Shadron earlier this year, and so on the road, she wears number 30. In and out again. Good put back there, Loomis Girdle. Just 4 points this half. She has 17.
Later, I'll show you this cool jersey I found.
Lou, we need to have a talk again. Lincoln Christian, 14-point lead. Boy, they're in the driver's seat now, particularly with their ball handling acumen. Kazabaum floats it. Yep. She is unconscious.
Like I said before the game, you got to stop Kazabaum. That's what you have to do. Now, this team's got so many weapons. Saw Pittenger have a big game yesterday. Now Kazabaum just playing incredibly well.
Has 24. Dean follows the miss and the make. She's in double figures.
Good job by Dean battling there, getting the offensive rebound and the putback. A much-needed bucket. Still down 14. You got a lot of work to do with only 5:25 left in the ball game.
14-point lead. Full court pressure now by Bridgeport. They need to try to maximize possessions. Kenna Ailes returning to the game. They trap her immediately. It'll stay with Lincoln Christian on the alternating possession. Our fourth quarter brought to you by Visit Lincoln. See and experience all that Lincoln has to offer. Discover more at lincoln.org.
Well, Ailes back in the game. What a job that Sarah Van Ostrand did in her absence out there. Just alone, 6 rebounds, 2 offensive boards. Just did a great job kind of holding, not only holding serve, but making things even a little bit better while Ailes was on the bench, rather.
Lincoln Christian extending their lead by 8 with Kenna Ailes on the bench. And Bridgeport only 2 team fouls as well, so they're a ways from the bonus. Ailes faces up, finds Kazabaum, who's drawing a lot of attention now. Second leading scorer on the year, averages 13.5, but she's got 24 here this morning. Ailes. Extra pass. Lincoln Christian going to stay patient now. Kazabaum draws damage.
I mean, a player like Kazabaum, and you're playing the way you're playing today, you don't want this game to end because she's doing everything right, really looking for her shot, being very aggressive. Now a chance here for a couple free throws to really make it tough for Bridgeport.
Kazabaum 4 of 5 from the free throw line this half, 9 of 10 from the land of the free in the game. Make it 10 of 11. Lincoln Christian rolling. Trying to return to the state championship game for the first time in 4 years when they lost to North Bend Central. The first of 4 in a row for the Tigers, who were eliminated by Lincoln Christian yesterday. Mishandled. Another turnover. Crusaders starting to feel it.
Yeah, you right around 4 minutes to go, up 16, no shot clock. You don't have to rush shots. Be very selective. Run that clock and find a high quality, high percentage look in your set.
Ailes muscles out of the triple team. Jessa Heiser. And Ailes fouled on the floor. That's Schlutterbush called for the foul. Timeout called. We'll take one as well. Does Bridgeport have a comeback? Hit him. Find out next. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Zollner Ford and Lincoln. Meeting your sales, service, and parts needs. 5 Points Bank. Trust the better bank for your financial needs. And by Family Physical Therapy. Getting you back in the game.
Hi, this is Misty. Here at Family Physical Therapy, we strive to go beyond your symptoms, ensuring you have access to quality, individualized care. We offer physical, occupational, and speech therapy. Family Physical Therapy has an excellent staff that cares about our patients' success. Whether you're suffering from a sports injury, a stroke, or working to improve balance and coordination, Family Physical Therapy is here to help. When you're here, you're family. Visit us at one of our many Nebraska locations today.
Tries to take him or not.
46-30 Lincoln Christian with the lead. And yeah, Maddie has been balling today.
Yeah.
Maddie Kazabom has stepped up in the absence of Kenna Ailes, limited in foul trouble. 26 points for the 5'8 junior. Took control of this game in the second half, but Bridgeport can score in a hurry. They'll need to erase this 16-point lead.
And again, Christian, more important right now just to run clock. You don't want any quick, contested type of shots. You want something preferably in the lane.
Here's Kazabom, mismatched shoes and all. Heiser thought turning the corner. Instead, it's Ailes. Kazabom found some room, lost it on the way up, but stuck with it. Heiser. Back up top, Lincoln Christian's almost burned a full minute.
Yeah, doing a good job handling the basketball, run that clock, and really going to make it almost impossible now for Bridgeport to make a run.
Kazabom angled to the hoop, now back out. Forcing Bridgeport to work. Foul on the floor, that'll be on Schlitterbusch. That is her fourth. Perhaps one of the biggest subplots of this game, Ella Schlitterbusch, no points to this point.
Schlitterbusch was so big in that Minden ball game. That's number 2 for Lincoln Christian, who's been big in this game.
Kazabom 5 for 5 from the line this quarter, 28 points.
Wow.
Fromm to the bucket in a hurry, gets to the line. Foul called on Jessa Heiser. That's her third.
Yeah, the body there, I didn't think that was on Ailes. If it would have been, that would have been her 5th foul. Ailes maintaining position.
Free throw. Been that kind of morning for Bridgeport. Second one short. Dean there for the offensive rebound. Missed the putback. Kazabom the board.
Really good look at it that time. Another one of those that looked good, just bounced out.
Now Ailes. Pittenger. No points for her this half. Maddie Kazabom has all but 5 of Lincoln Christian's second half points.
Man.
Jessa Heiser had a 3 in the early stages of the third quarter. Sarah Von Ostrand had a point off a Kazabom feed, and she has all 9 of Lincoln Christian's points in the fourth quarter.
Well, I think this team's got a lot of weapons. Now, Kazabom's having an incredible game, but again, we saw Pittenger in that game yesterday against North Bend Central be a real dominant force. We know Ailes can be that type of player and has been all season.
Annie Heiser splits the pair. The first non-Kazabom point of the quarter. Largest lead for Lincoln Christian. Velasquez can't hit. The board by Pittenger. Now Lincoln Christian just going to play keep away for the remaining minute 36. Bridgeport looking to be suffering their first loss of the season in the semifinals. There is a third place game tomorrow.
Yep.
So they get one more crack at it, one more game in the brilliant career of Olivia Loomis-Girdle, who has been a pleasure to cover over her 4 years.
Fantastic player. And she commits the foul there.
She's going to be a star in the Big Sky Conference.
I think so. She's got that big time. She does just everything well. Not a lot of flaws in her game.
Loomis-Girdle just fouled out.
That's number 5.
17 points for her. She rewrote the record books in the Panhandle this year. Career scoring champ at Bridgeport, season scoring champ at Bridgeport. More points than any player in the history of Panhandle basketball.
Past Jordan Hooper,
who I'm told was pretty good.
Yeah, I remember Jordan Hooper. Very good player.
We were talking to some folks before the game who have been around the Panhandle for a while, and Olivia Loomis-Girdle drawing some positive comparisons to Hooper. Very similar type players. Jessa Heiser makes them both. Lincoln Christian up 21. Lou, I'm surprised by the margin.
Yeah, they've really blown things open here in the second half.
Grace Dean reverses. She's played really well today. That's 12 points.
Yeah, the bad news is for Bridgeport, Grace Dean is a senior. You're right, she's played a heck of a ball game.
Substitution timeout called. 54.7 seconds to go. Lincoln Christian will be back in the title game. And we got a fresh 5 both sides. We'll try to get as many names on as we can. Mallory Leitner will inbound to Madison Klein. That's Livia Drevo. Over to Samantha Deerking. Up top to Mallory Leitner again. Van Ostrand returning to the game as well. She had a huge stretch. That third quarter that she had with Kenna Ailes on the bench was impressive.
Well, you talk about the players, especially bench players that can come in and make a difference. Van Ostrand's going to come out, get another player in the ball game. She was big in this game when it was kind of a pivotal situation. Ailes with foul trouble, she came in and played at a high level. One of the reasons Christian was able to pull away.
Whitney Cunningham into the game for Lincoln Christian. She has the ball. In for Bridgeport, Samantha Hill, Jalen Nichols, Aubrey Watts, Kelsey McVicker is in, as is Olivia Corman. There, I got all 10.
There you go, good job.
I'll be submitting that for award consideration later. Boy, what a game for Lincoln Christian. They are every bit the top seed they looked at today.
29-10 second half to pull away.
That's going to do it. Lincoln Christian playing for the title. Your final 51-32. Lincoln Christian rolls to the semifinals. Post-game show coming up. You're watching NCM.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
So Zollner Ford in Beatrice has options to make the process of buying or maintaining vehicles easy and enjoyable. If you have your sights on a new vehicle, a member of our sales team would love to show it to you in the warmth of our showroom or bring it right to your driveway. For maintenance, we offer a few options to make service appointments convenient, like free pickup and delivery within 25 miles of Beatrice, including all of Lincoln. We can also come to you with our mobile service unit to help quickly get going again. Zollner Ford in Beatrice. Sales and service with a smile.
My name is Jared. I've experienced a great deal of sin in my life. Alcohol, drugs, tobacco, sexual immorality, and much more. I was letting the devil control my life with the fantasy that these things would make me happy. All it did was make me feel empty inside. I was going nowhere and felt deceived. My heart was torn to a million pieces. At that point, I reached out to God. My life was changed. Yours can be too.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
Start your next journey with Woodhouse. Our commitment extends beyond just selling cars. We offer an unparalleled car buying experience that allows you to shop and buy all online. Explore an array of new brands, makes, and models, as well as our large selection of pre-owned vehicles. And it's easy to get started today with our streamlined purchasing process online, granting you the freedom to secure your next vehicle anytime, anywhere. Discover a better way to buy with Woodhouse.
This is Amy from Magnolia's Home Decor and Design in downtown Norfolk.
And I'm Kate. Let's welcome in spring.
If you're ready for vibrant colors, silk florals that are remarkably real, and a new look for inspiring your space, come visit us at Magnolia's.
From spring to everyday designs for your home, we've been busy creating looks that will make your home warm and inviting for your friends and family.
Watch us live on Facebook 6 days a week. Stop in and see us in downtown Norfolk or visit us online at shopmagnoliasonline.com.
Joined courtside by Lincoln Christian head coach Scott Klein. Coach, we talked at halftime. You said sometimes you got a little stagnant, didn't move the ball around, but it was your defense in the third quarter that held them to 4 points that made the difference.
Yeah, we can score the basketball. We have 5 girls that can shoot it, and we got Kenna in the post. But I've told them from day one, if they're going to win a state championship, compete for a state championship, it's going to be on the defensive end of the floor. And tonight was special in terms of how they stuck to our game plan. It was a short game plan because, quick turnaround from yesterday. But when we lock in, we can be pretty good defensively and then rebound the basketball and get out and run in transition.
On the season, you've had 2 losses, one to Sydney, one to Grand Island Central Catholic. You're going to get a chance to avenge one of those.
It doesn't matter. It'd be kind of nice to play either one of them, but, Grand Island Central Catholic's in our conference. They got us in the conference finals. At that time, that loss really stung, but I think in the long run, it's probably helped us in terms of, how to finish games, how to keep your composure. So honestly, I don't care. 2 great teams, but probably a little bit inside, just wouldn't be too bad to play an all-conference final.
Tell us a little bit about our player of the game, Addie Kassenbaum, today.
She's special. We have a bunch of girls, and she's right there with them. The number of hours and shots that she has put up. We talked in the off season, improving her 3-point percentage of shooting, and she took that to heart. She leads our team in three-point field goal percentage, and it just adds to her game because she's so explosive going to the rim. If she can hit a couple shots from out there, she's really hard to defend. So I'm just proud of just the hard work she's put in the offseason that led up to this moment. As a coach, when you see kids put in the time and then it shows up in a big game, I couldn't be more proud, and I love her to death.
Well, let's bring her in here. Our player of the game, Maddie Kasselbaum, 28 points, 6 rebounds on the day. You know, you had a tight game at halftime, and as I talked to Coach Klein, your defense shut them down to 4 points in that third quarter. How big was that?
What'd you say, sir? I can't hear you through there.
Yeah, how big was it to come out of the locker room and hold Bridgeport to 4 points in that third quarter?
Oh, yeah. We just kept touch to what we were doing. We knew that if we kept playing like ourselves, we would start pulling away. We didn't start out making like how we can, but we worked together in the second half and really came out.
28 points in the ball game, and you got off to a good start from outside the arc.
Yeah, it was exciting. We all shot really good, and we're good at getting it inside and kicking, so that was really good.
Congratulations on a semifinal win. You're playing for a state championship tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm really excited. We're all super excited, and we're going to go out and win it tomorrow. So,
best of luck.
Thank you so much.
That's Maddie Kassenbaum, our player of the game. Up next here at Pinnacle Bank Arena, it's Sydney and Grand Island Central Catholic.
Thank you, Randy. Yeah, and an interesting point in that both of them beat Lincoln Christian at some point this season. But Lincoln Christian looked pretty good today in winning by 19. Let's take a look at our top plays. Those are brought to you by Currency. Does your business need financing for equipment, trucks, or trailers? All you need is Currency. Visit gocurrency.com. C1 semifinals. It's the team that knocked off the 4-time defending champs against Bridgeport. Lincoln Christian early on getting it done from outside. That's Maddie Kasselbaum from 3. She had a monster contest. Lincoln Christian up early. They keep it going. Great movement away from the ball as Pittenger goes backdoor. But Bridgeport hanging strong inside. Grace Dean gets the shot to fall in the paint. Bridgeport trailing by 4 after 1. Second quarter, Bridgeport starting to get it going from outside. Olivia Loomis-Girdle with 3 of her 13 first half points. Bulldogs hanging around. But Lincoln Christian, everybody on this team can shoot, including Annie Heiser, hitting that triple to extend Lincoln Christian's lead. Bridgeport would hit from the corner. Tacey Fromm, her only bucket of the contest. At the break, Lincoln Christian leading by 4, and they open it up in the third quarter. And it's Maddie Kasselbaum distributing. The three-pointer falls for Jessie Heiser. Lincoln Christian starts to roll. Kasselbaum drawing the and one. Maddie Kasselbaum had 28 points, scored all but 8 of Lincoln Christian's points in the second half. Lincoln Christian up 13 as we go to the fourth. More from Kasselbaum. More strong play from her. 28 points, 6 rebounds for the 5'8 junior. She floats one over Grace Dean here, and Lincoln Christian hands Bridgeport their first loss of the season, 51-32. They'll play for a state title in Class C1. So we'll take a look at that C1 bracket. Lincoln Christian has moved on. They will await the victor of Sydney and Grand Island Central Catholic. The 2 and the 3 seed. Lincoln Christian has lost twice this year. Once to Sydney, once to GICC. Red Raiders taking on Grand Island Central Catholic. That's next. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.